Good evening, Northampton Club. This is Suzanne with another 45-minute Pilates class. You will need either a looped band or a long band. So if you've got something like this, then use that, or a long band. If you're using a long band, what you need to do, you need to take your legs, place your feet together, only wrap it around your legs once, and then make a bow. Make sure that your feet are nice and close together, otherwise it's too loose. So, and then we don't really need it to start off with. So, because I'm using the loop band, I don't need to do that knot. So just get that ready. And of course, the block as well. A block and your mat. Perfect. All right, let's go. So stand on 2 parallel feet, nice and long. Good. And then just start with your breathing patterns. In through the nose and out through pursed lips. Do it again, in through the nose and out through pursed lips. If you've got any injuries or anything that's bothering you at the moment, then please listen to your body. Don't do anything you shouldn't be doing. And start your shoulder rolls backwards, nice and big. Feel how you're pulling that belly button towards you. Feel how the hip bones are facing forward and the pelvic floor is lifted. Okay, we're going to start off by bringing the arms up overhead into a wide position, and we're lifting the breastbone up. From there, we're taking the arms out to the side and we're doing a rotation. Back to the center and over to the other side. Good. See if you can do that by keeping the hips fairly still. Let's go again. Lift your breastbone up. Maybe you can lean back a little bit more now. And then another rotation. Rotate until you feel the stretch this time. Good. And then let's do that again. Bring the arms up. Extend to the back. Bring it back. And a deep rotation. You can keep the hips a little bit more soft if you've got a tense lower back. One last time. Lift that breastbone up nice and high. Feel the stretch in your tummy. And then another 2 rotations for me, please. Perfect. And then bring the arms to your side and start with your squats. So take that into a squat. Come on up, pull the arms to the side and stand on one leg. Take it down. Come up and stand on the other leg. So if you are a little bit wobbly with balance, then just lift those legs up a little bit. If you're nice and solid with balance, you can lift up that leg generously. If you're nervous about balancing, then take yourself closer to a chair or to your wall. Take it down, come on up and raise up. Good, one more time. Take it down, raise up and bring it over to the side. Good. We're now going to look at the horizon. We're going to bring our arms up. Then we're going to swing the arms back and bring them back up again. Keep looking at the horizon. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to arch your back. Breathe out and breathe in. And bend those knees as deep as you can. And bring it back up. So if you can bend your knees more than me, then please go for it. Now keep going with this if you're happy, but if you can do a little bit more, we're going to swing our arms back and then we're going to raise off the heels and find that balance. And then we bring the heels back down and we raise back up. Good. Let's do it a couple more times. Sure, you can do that a little bit better than me. And swing it back and lift back up. 2 more. Swing it back. Look at the horizon, please, never on the floor. Swing and lift. Good. And then bring those arms to your side. Good. Take one arm and just give me big shoulder rolls here. Please make sure that you're not holding your breath. And then change direction. Go the other way. Lovely, good. Change arms. Make sure you don't knock any trinkets off your furniture or hit your hand on the lampshade. And then over to the other side. Nice and big. You've got 4, 3, 2, and a 1. Good. All right. So we're going to do something we haven't done before online. We're going to grab our block. We're going to find somewhere where we can lean against. So it can't be a chair on wheels, for example. It has to be either a chair without any wheels, or I'm just going to use the wall here. You're going to take the block. You're going to place the block about 40 centimeters away from the cupboard, and then you're going to stand on it with the foot that's closest to the piece of furniture that you're holding on to. Good, and then you step up. The standing leg, the one that's on the block, is perfectly straight. So really lengthen that leg. Good, we're now going to hold on to the hip. And now we're going to flex our foot. So the one that's hovering is flex that foot. And then you're going to drop the sole of your foot down. Can you see my hips are now at an angle? And then I lift the hip back up. So you inhale, drop the hip. Exhale, lift. The standing leg is nice and straight. Breathe out as you lift. Take it down, inhale. Exhale to lift. So if you think that you're very good at balancing, you can let go of your balance aid if you want. So you would do it with both hands on the hip. And this shows you a little bit more when I'm not holding on, what my hips are doing. So that's sinking and lifting. Make sure you breathe out as you lift. Pull that tummy in. You should start to feel this in your bum cheek of the standing leg in particular. Good, and then what I want you to do, I want you to lift the hip up and hold it. So both of your feet are at the same level, but one is on the block, one is hovering. And now you just swing that leg like a pendulum forwards and backwards. You might also find that your calf muscles are starting to get a little bit tired. Keep the knee nice and long, pull the shoulders back, look straight at the horizon. You've got 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good, and come off. Excellent. So what we need to do now, I need to turn my back to you because we need to do the other side. And I want that foot that's closest to your balance aid on the block. Then you're going to hold on to your hip. Good. Flex your foot, the hovering one, and then drop and lift. The standing leg is perfectly straight. You can touch the floor with the heel and then lift it past the block. Let me have a look at you. That's it. Keep going. Breathe out as you lift the hip up. You need to lift the hip higher up than the other hip. So exaggerate that motion. Really hike the hip up towards your rib cage as high as you can. You can let go of your balance aid if you're good at balancing. Not for me today. I'm going to hold on. You've got 3 more. 2. Last one. Pull that hip bone up. Make sure they're both parallel. And then start your leg swing. Both legs are straight. Upper body's leaning forward and backwards slightly with each one that you do. Keep your knees lengthened and keep breathing. You've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then step off your block. Good job. Well done. Did you feel that in your bum cheeks? Good. All right, let's go on to the floor. I'm going to just take a moment to pull my computer a little bit closer. Come on to all fours. Knees are underneath your hips. Hands are underneath your shoulders. And start with your cat-cow. Lovely cat-cow. Trying to extend an arch as steeply as you can. And really make sure you tuck your tail between your legs. So it's that tail tuck towards you. That breath out as you come up. And then you inhale to bring it forward. Keep going with that. Couple more. Last one. And then come into neutral. Lift the back of your head up, please. Drop the breastbone down, keep your elbows perfectly straight, and then lift the breastbone away from the mat. So really feel how you're grounding into the floor as that breastbone comes off. Make sure the elbows don't bend. So you come down in a perfect neutral position, and then you breathe out to pull up. And feel as you pull up how you're really solidifying those shoulders, a solid stance through those hands. One more time. Pull up. Keep it pulled up and then extend one of your legs. Bring the big toe onto the floor and then breathe out as you lift the heel up. Breathe in to take it down. Keep pulling the shoulders down your back. Breathe out to lift. Good. We're now going to lift the leg up. We're going to hold it. We're going to pull it out to the side. Keep the same amount of length in your elbows. Back to the center and down again. Do that 3 more times. Lift up, out to the side, back in line with your body and down. And lift up, out to the side, back and down. Just warming up those hips, warming up those shoulders, out to the side, in line, and bend the knee. Good. Open up your knees and then sit back into your child's pose. Lengthen those arms forward and drop your breastbone as low as you can. If the forehead is touching the floor, then allow the head to rest and pull the breastbone a little bit further down. We're now going to take one arm and bring it diagonally across the mat to find a lovely stretch into our waist and armpits. And then do that on the other side. Make sure it doesn't take your breath away. And then come back onto all fours again. Make sure you push the breastbone away like we practiced earlier. You pull the tongue in. And then just find your cat-cow one more time, just to make sure that we know where our spine is in space. And then come into neutral again. And then extend the leg and lift it up. Flex your toe. Good. Take it down and lift it back up again. We're going to do one more. Take it down. Lift it up. Bring it out to the side. Back in line and down. Good. Keep breathing. Lift it up. Really pull your tummy in. Bring the leg over to the side. Back in line and down. Keep going with that. You've got 4 more. Bring it out to the side. Good. Make sure the hips stay nice and square. Lift the back of your head up more. Back of the head up. Yeah, but not the chin. Tuck the chin to your chest and lift the back of your head up and say, that's it. And lift up, out to the side, back in line. You've got 1 more. Keep those elbows long. Up, out to the side, back in line and down. Good job. And then come on up and just shake out your wrists. That was a lot of weight bearing through the wrists. Good. We're now going to roll onto our back. But before you lie down completely, you're going to grab your looped band. So you should have either a long band with a knot on it or a already looped band. But to be honest, if you haven't got any, don't worry about it. Just do the exercise without. And then lie on your back. You've got that band just above the knee here. I don't know whether you can see that clearly, but it's right here. Good. And then give me pelvic tilts. Breathe out on the tilt. Breathe in on the reverse. Keep going with that. Good. So it's a pelvic tilt. Make sure that you can see me properly. Keep going with that pelvic tilt. Breathe out as you tilt. Breathe in as you reverse. Good. And what I would like you to do next, I would like you to come up into the bridge. So the band is just above the knee here. Perfect. We're going to tilt, and as we come up into our bridge, we're going to open up our thighs nice and wide and really work with the back of your bum cheeks here. And then on the exhale back down, we close our knees again. So there's two things going on, that precision bridge and those knees opening. So inhale, exhale, tilt. Come all the way up, and as you come up, you open up, work against that band, really open up, keep tucking the tail between your legs, and then bring it back down again, nice and controlled. Make sure you use those shoulders to weight bear. Off we go again, we tilt, we peel, and we open up, nice and wide, that's it, good. We're gonna do that one more time, so roll back down again. Make sure you don't hold your breath. My knees are parallel as I come back to the neutral position, and then tilt your hips one more time. Peel them away from the floor. Open up your knees. Good. Hold it there. Really tuck your tail in, draw the belly button in, and then give me little outwards pulses. So bring the knees out. So the right knee goes to the right, the left knee goes to the left. And you breathe out for each one of these. Chin comes forward. Shoulders and upper arms are pressed firmly into the mat. You've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. And then hold it still. Open up those thighs. Just feel that connection into your glutes. You've got 3 more breaths. Pull the shoulders down. Pull the chin forward. 2. Just 1 more deep breath in. And on the exhale, we close our knees and we roll it back down again. One after the other one, back onto the floor. Good. And pull your knees to your chest for a moment and just give me a little bit of a rock from side to side. And bring your feet together, super glue your thighs together. We're going into the twist stretch. Knees to one side, head the other way. Gently does it. Approach stiffness, if you have any stiffness. And then as you get into the movement, each repetition, you go a little bit deeper into it. Never force, never push. More. Done. And bring it to the center and lie on your side. Grab the block and put it underneath the head. We're going to keep the band strapped around our legs. We're going to line ourselves up, so the back of the head, the shoulders, the bum, and your heels. And then you're going to extend the top leg, making sure the waist is lifted and we're finding that really super posture. Good, and then just start off with a generous circle here. Safe as in the way again. Nice big circle, bottom leg pushes onto the floor. And obviously you're working against your band, so you're working a little bit harder today because of that band. Keep working against that band. You make sure the waist doesn't get lost, so you're not lifting it so high up that you can't find the waist lift. And then change the direction here. Keep going with that, change the direction. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2. Good, and then we're not going to have a break unless you really need to. You're going to bend the knees and bring both feet parallel. Good. You're now going to sink down until your thigh is about 5 centimeters away from the other thigh. And then you're going to open up the hip. So you're not touching the feet, they're hovering. And now you're going to give me tiny little circles here with an open hip. Make sure that you're pulling the belly in, you're tucking the tail between your legs. And you're breathing in through the nose, out through pursed lips, working against the band. Make sure the foot doesn't lift. That's it, change direction. The foot is pointed downwards, nice and close to the other one. got 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you can have a break. Bring that leg down. Bring both arms forward. Push the block back a little bit. Good. So what I would like you to do, I'd like you to pull both of those shoulders into a stacked position to make sure the bottom shoulder isn't coming forward. So at this point, all 10 fingers should be the same length. You're going to pull the tummy and tuck the tail in. You're going to inhale to reach forward. So my top hand is now longer than my bottom hand. And then I pull back again. So you're going to inhale, reach that bottom hand forward. The head turns down slightly, and then you exhale to pull it back so the fingers are lined up again. So reach forward. There should be a stretch in your shoulder, just around that shoulder blade, and pull it back again. Go again, reach forward and pull it back. Make sure the waist is lifted. One more time, reach forward. Pull it back, and once it's pulled back, you start your rotation. Rotate through the ribs, make sure you're leading through the rib cage, not the arm, and then bring it back to the front. So the aim here is for you to rotate the torso. Let's do it again. So come forward, inhale. Exhale, pull it back, and then keep exhaling as you find the rotation. Look over your shoulder. You should feel a stretch in your waist. And then back to the front. Good. Again, protraction until you feel the stretch. Retraction, pull it back, and then find that rotation, keeping those hips facing forward. Unless you've got a tight lower back, then you can allow those hips to move gently. Do it again. Forward. Pull it back, inhale, and exhale to rotate. What you should feel is an increased mobility with each one that you do. So each one that you do, you should be able to come a little bit further forward. Reach forward, pull it back, and then that rotation. That was your last one. Good. Before we go over to the other side, we're going to do a plank in the meantime. So I've got lots of different levels depending on your fitness level, depending on how good you are at planking. So the easiest level is an elbow plank. So you're on your elbows and your hips. You're pulling the breastbone away, you're pulling the back of your head away from the mat, drawing the belly button in, tucking the tail in. One a little bit harder is you lifting the hips, keeping the head and shoulders lined up and really tucking that tail in. And then the next level up is on your toes and hands or toes and elbows. And then the hardest level today is you taking a deep breath in, and then on the exhale, you're going to extend one leg off the floor. Inhale, bring it back down again. Keep pulling those shoulders back and down. Exhale to extend. So you might find that you're also working against the band tonight. And then again, extend. Bring it back down. Good job. So you can pick which level you want to work on. If you have any lower back issues or shoulder issues, you're definitely in the wrong level. Extend and bring it back. You've got one more. Extend, bring it back, and then gently sink onto the knees. Just for a moment, come off your shoulders and elbows, shake it out, and we're going over to the other side. So flip around, grab your block, stick it back underneath the hips. Let's do it on this side. So again, line yourself up, back of the head, shoulders, bum, heels. Make sure the bottom shoulder is stacked underneath the top one. The bottom hip and top hip are also stacked. And then lengthen the top leg. And then start with a circular motion through that leg. It's a generous circle. Make sure you draw that belly button in. Lift your pelvic floor. Lovely long legs, so there's no knee bend present. And you do this. Keep it nice and long. Good, and let's change direction. Really feel how you're using your bum cheek, so drive through the bum cheek. Keep pulling those shoulders back. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. I'm not going to give you a break. You're going to bend your knees. You're going to make sure that the bottom leg is, or the bottom foot is very close to the top one. So don't lift that foot up. Push against the band, open it up. Good, then hold it open. Keep your feet nice and close, and then give me those baby circles here through the thighs. Keep pulling those shoulders backwards, please. Look straight at the horizon. Nice and tight. Change the direction, go the other way. Keep your foot pointing downwards. Good, you should feel that firing up now through the bum cheek. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. 1. Now you can have a break. Bring the arms forward, all 10 fingers are lined up. Good, push the block back a little bit. We're now going to reach forward again until you feel a stretch from the shoulder blade forward. Good. And then pull it back again. Nice, make sure the waist is lifted. And then find the rotation like we did on the other side. Good, so we didn't practice that protraction, retraction. It should be fine, you've done it on the other side. So reach forward, find the stretch in that shoulder blade. So at the back of your chest, pull it back. And then find the rotation. Don't pull downwards and backwards through the length of the arm. Pull backwards through the armpit. Really important that you drive the movement through the torso and you're not using your arm as a lever to pull the torso back. So I don't want any stretch feeling in the chest. The whole stretch comes from the waist, from the hip bone up. Forward. Pull it back and rotate. Do make sure you're not holding your breath. Do a few more. Forward. Pull back and rotate. A couple more, please. Reach forward. Pull back. And I'm finding a little bit more mobility with each one that I do. And we've got one more. Reach forward. Pull back. And rotate. Fantastic. And bring that back to the front. Good job. All right. Loose the block and come on onto your chest. Turn the heels inwards, toes outwards. Clench the bum cheeks, draw the belly away from the mat and tuck your tail between your legs. So that's your core engagement. If that's not there, you're going to work your back, and we want to avoid that. We want to work with that belly button connection into the deep core muscles. Inhale. Exhale, lift the back of your head up. You don't need to lift it off the elbows if you don't want to. I can feel a stretch just below my rib cage. And bring it back down again. Good. Keep your shoulders down, please. So from the start, your shoulders are downwardly engaged. Press your hands into the floor and pull yourself forward to find that stretch. So your hips are glued onto the mat and you're feeling how your breastbone is pulling forward. Don't think about coming up. Think about coming forward, so that lengthening sensation that you're creating. I don't really care so much about how high up you can bring it. It's all about that stretch. You're going to do one more where you're trying to find the stretch. Just under that rib cage. Good. And now what we're trying to do, we're trying to give our spine as much mobility as we can. So I'm not necessarily looking for you to find a stretch. I'd like you to find height, as much height as you can without losing that core connection. So I don't want you to feel anything in that lower back. You might be able to feel that stretch again. Your maximum would be long elbows, pulled back head, and drawn down shoulders. 2 more. You can do mini ones. You can just lift the back of your head up if you want. And don't even lift the breastbone up. If that core connection isn't there, you're really going to hurt your back. So make sure that you are practicing pulling the belly button in, lifting the pelvic floor, and using your bum cheeks here as well. So I've got a really tight clench going on. And then bring it back down again. Good, you're now going to take your hands and place your hands underneath the forehead. Draw the belly in one more time. Tuck the tail between your legs and clench your bottom. And I don't want you to let go of that bottom clench. Keep that going. Then you're going to extend one leg at a time. So you're lifting your kneecap and your big toe off the mat. Breathe out as you do that. Breathe out. And then breathe in to take it down. Breathe out. Breathe in to take it down. Good, if you can, you're going to give me a double leg raise. If you can't, then stay with the single. Really don't relax your bum cheeks, don't relax your core. Everything is pulled in until we finish the exercise. So you should feel that bum cheek clench all the time. What I would like you to do now, to progress this even more, I'd like you to lift up both legs and then open them up until you feel your band giving you resistance. And that's your starting position. You're now just going to pulse into the band, so a little bit further out with each one that you do. Breathe out, out, out. Make sure your tummy is pulled in. Make sure your bum cheek is clenching. Make sure the shoulders are coming down. Nice long spinal alignment, so from the hip to the crown of the head. Breathe out with each one that you do. So it's a... You've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those legs together and sink them onto the floor. Good, and then give yourself a little bit of a wiggle through the hips. Well done. Good, all right. Turn onto your side. Come on up. Take your band off your thighs. And then lie back down. And give me some more pelvic tilts here. So my feet are at a comfortable distance away from my bum cheek. I would say bring the feet rather close to you at this point. So some nice pelvic tilts. And then I want you to imprint that lower back. So you're pulling the tummy in, you're lifting your pelvic floor, the hips are tilted towards you. The lower back is gently kissing the floor. You're now going to exhale to lift one leg up. Inhale, bring it down again, and making sure we don't lose that core connection. And this is your level 1. Really happy for you to stay with this, focusing on getting that core connection to work continuously whilst you're moving and breathing. Level 2, you're going to lift one leg. In the same breath, you're going to lift the second leg up. There shouldn't be any twitching through the upper body. And then bring it back down again. And then you swap lead leg. Come up. There's no twitching in the upper body. And second one. And then bring it back down again. So that's your level 2. For a level 3, you come up. You hold it in this position. And then you give me toe taps. Breathe out on the movement. And then you inhale as the knees come back up. Good. For osteoporosis, this is your maximum level. You keep going with this. If you haven't got osteoporosis or neck issues, you're now going to lift the head and shoulders up and tap like so with your head and shoulders lifted. Good. I'm going to give you one more level that is a little bit harder. Please, if your head is on the floor, don't do this level. Just keep it with a single toe tap with the head on the floor, working on that core connection. However, if your head and shoulders are lifted and you're feeling strong, what you can do now is bring your legs together, bring your feet together. It's a double drop. So exhale all the way and pull it back up. If you find it pulls into your lower back, then go back to those single ones. Then keep the head lifted. As soon as the head goes down, go back to the single leg drops. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. 2 more. Breathe out. Breathe in. Last one. Breathe out. And breathe in. Good. Bring both feet down and bring your head back onto the floor. Arms are back by your side, and you're giving me some more pelvic tilts to release any sort of tension, should you have any, in your lower back. Good. And then we're going to take one leg and we're going to cross it over our thigh. And then just allow that knee to drop. If you feel the stretch deep set within your bum cheek, then you don't need to do anything else. But if you need to, pull the standing leg towards you to deepen the stretch. And as soon as the stretch eases off, pull it a little bit closer to you. And then place that foot back down and pull the leg that you've crossed over towards your chest as you lengthen the other leg away. That's it. Then take the diagonal hand and place it over your thigh. The other hand goes out as a counterweight, as well as the rotation of your head. And then pull it over the midline until you feel a stretch in your bum cheek. I'm not really allowing my hip to move very fast. I keep pulling my hip backwards, back to where it came from, as I'm pulling my knee over my midline. And that gives me a deeper stretch. And then relax for a moment. We're going again. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, stretch that over the midline. Hold it there for a moment. Make sure you look away from your knee. Press the arm and shoulder down off the long arm as well. That gives you a nice counterweight. Come in and out of it one more time. Maybe you can pull it a little bit further across. And then release. And let's do the other side. Take the other leg, cross just the ankle over your thigh, and just lie there for a moment. How's this feeling? If you think, yeah, I can't feel very much, then pick up your leg. As soon as the tension eases off, you can pull that a little bit closer to you. Then let go, lengthen that leg. Push that long leg down, take the diagonal hand, place it over the top, bring the other arm out as a counterweight, and then pull it over the midline. Hold it until the stretch eases off gently, and then come back again. You can come back earlier if you find it's pulling into your back, or maybe you feel it in your shoulder. You can come in and out a little bit more frequently. Try to hold it for a good 3-4 breaths before you let go again. And one more time. Pull it back over. Maybe a little bit further this time if you're not too tight. Good. And then release. Well done. All right, turn onto your side once more. Grab your block. Place your block onto your mat and sit on it. That's it. It just gives us a little bit of height, and it allows us to stretch our hamstrings a little bit easier. If you've got really good flexibility, you don't need the block, but most of us do not have that sort of flexibility. So we're going to lean forward. I don't know whether you can see, but I'm flexing my feet quite intensely, and I'm leaning forward from the hips. So I'm using the block almost like a wedge underneath my bum cheek. So it's wedging my hips forward, and then just press the back of your knees into the floor, and you should feel a stretch somewhere in the legs, hopefully. And if you're more flexible than me, you can bring the elbows onto the floor and lean forward all the way. Also, another thing you can do, if it's not strong enough for you to stretch, widen the legs more. Good. And then what we're going to do, we're going to reach for one of our feet. If you can't reach your foot, you hold on to your thigh. If you can reach your foot, you hold on to your foot. So as far as you can take it. Good. And now you really want to flex your toes, and you want to push the knee into the floor. So the back of the knees, if you can't hold on to that foot, just hold on to your thigh. You get the same stretch. That's it. Let's go over to the other side. So reach for your toes, but most of you will not be able to reach those toes. So push the back of your knees down and hold on to your thighs and just lean over to the side. But try to lean from the hips again. If you can reach your foot, then help the flexion of the foot a little bit more. So pull the toes towards you and really press those knees. And all of you, press your knees down. That gives you the best stretch here. If you're really tight in the groin, you might feel the groin stretch more than the hamstring stretch. Good. And then you're going to sit upright. And you're going to try to sit as tall as you can with both knees pushing downwards. Place the hand onto your sternum, look straight at the horizon. And then you're going to exhale to look over the shoulder, rotate as far as you can until you feel a stretch. Inhale back to the center. And really, as you come to the center, you lift your breastbone up again. So you're as tall as you can be. Look over the shoulder. Come back to the center. Lift your breastbone up. Be as tall as you can. Pull the shoulders back. Over to the side. If you find that you can't straighten your spine, then bend your knees a little bit and do it with bent knees. Or even bringing the thighs a little bit closer together. So what I want is that upright body. Upright torso. And as you warm up into this, try to do it a little bit deeper with each one that you do. Try to rotate that bottom rib a little bit further over. You've got one more on each side. Make sure you breathe out. Breathe in. One last one. Over your shoulders, same amount of weight in your bum cheeks. And back to the center. Good. Shake out your fingertips. Good. We're all done for today. Good job, everybody. Thanks for coming and hopefully see you soon. Bye.